My name is Billie Marten. You're listening to Bothering the Band podcast, and I'm glad that you are.
Billie Marten's in the house today. Better late than never. That's my bad. Um, I wrote this quote, and I'm just gonna share it. It's a vulnerable quote, but I was like just diving deep into your music, and I think that Billie Marten makes music that feels me as much as I feel it.
That's lovely.
Right? There's something about your tunes that just make me feel seen. You know what I mean?
Mm. Well, that's good. That's great. That's all I've ever wanted.
Oh, well, you're succeeding in spades. So great job. We're so happy to have you back. We're gonna
What do
have
you
you.
feel when you feel? What do you feel?
Oh, I mean, it's such like a mixed bag of emotions depending on the song. Um, like I can't get my head around you is a banger, but it gives me all the feels.
Uh-huh. Got it.
Speaking of feels, we were supposed to have you a few weeks ago and you were sick. How are you feeling?
Let me tell you about what happened that day.
Oh, devils.
So, for maybe 4 years now, I've had problems with my throat, which is great news for me. And then I was in the process this year of figuring it out before I started touring because there was an option to take my tonsils out, or if it was nodules, and there's all sorts of operations you can have to deal with this mystery illness. Anyway, I still hadn't gotten a diagnosis on the day that we were supposed to record, and I just left a friend's house and I was driving home, and the drive was about an hour. And during this drive, um, my throat was just closing up, and it felt like someone was pressing right in the middle of my where my Adam's apple would be, right there, just like pressing, pressing, pressing. So I was driving, obviously, and trying to be, good driver.
Were you freaking out?
I was, "Ooh."
I'd be freaking out.
I also had the pain that I usually have, which is just an immense swallowing pain. So much so that my technique now is to close my left earlobe when I swallow, because for some reason that makes it slightly better. Anyway, I'm driving, I'm crying, I can't breathe, um, throat's closing up, and then I go, right, I need to drive myself to my doctor. This is about time. Bearing in mind that nothing has happened this severely before, but this was a very reoccurring problem with the swallowing pain and the lump in my throat. So I get to the doctor's, and then I walk in, and I hadn't booked an appointment, obviously. So I walk in, talk to the receptionist, and I go, "Have you got? I'm really struggling to talk." So I'm like, "Do you have any spare appointments?" And then she goes, "Wait, are you struggling to breathe?" And I go, "Yes." And then she goes, "Oh, you're gonna have to go to A&E, I'm afraid. If you're struggling to breathe, then we can't see you. So you have to go into emergency care," which was really embarrassing because that place is used for very, horrible accident and emergencies, and this one felt pretty tame.
I don't know. You couldn't breathe. Like that's danger.
I know, but it wasn't like I wasn't hyperventilating. It wasn't. I was obviously breathing, but my throat, you know, it felt like the tube was just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Anyway, then I wait in A&E for 3 hours with an unnecessary cannula. And by the time a doctor sees me, it's gone down by 80 or 90%.
Oh my god! Of course, of course.
So I just look like a normal person in there. And then I'm talking to the doctor, and I'm like, okay, great, just have a look in there so you can see what it is, because I can't describe it and I don't know what it is. Then he has a look in my throat, my ear, and my nose and says to me, "There's nothing there."
Of course.
And then he goes,
Was he an American doctor?
he was he was an Italian doctor, actually.
Okay. American doctor would be like, you're fine. Pay me
Yeah.
$1,000.
Give me $1 million and then leave. Um, then he goes, I don't know what to tell you. It's probably just your emotions.
I'm trying so hard to
That made
not
me
say
mad.
anything.
That made me angry.
He was saying it in a very sweet way,
No.
but still, I was at the end of my tether. The tether was here, and I was just right at the end of it. And this is just such an ongoing problem for me. I've had to cancel loads of stuff in the past. I'm really worried about these gigs. I understand that anxiety and stress can obviously, what's the word? Ex ex
Exasperated.
exasperate an illness. Totally get that. But this was just such a deeply physical condition. And then he said, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a singer." And he laughed a lot.
Oh,
He
what
laughed a
a
lot.
dick.
Yeah. And then I cried in front of him because I just couldn't believe that, because I felt completely insane, and that the last 5 hours I had willed on,
Yeah.
or something. This was all in my control, and it was all about me sort of losing my peace of mind or something. Anyway, I get home that night. I'm very angry and very upset, still in pain. And then the next day, I have to book a private appointment to see a doctor that works with musicians. And I'm sat on his sofa, and he diagnoses me with a proper illness within 3 minutes of just talking to him,
Oh my goodness.
like
What did
straight
he
away.
diagnose with?
So this is what I didn't know. And if any singers are listening, we've all got a condition called silent reflux,
Oh, yeah.
because we use our voice much more than the average Joe. And what I have is basically an RSI plus silent reflux. So I had the endoscopy, and I've got a really fun little video that's 2 minutes long of it, my
Them going
insides.
down. Yeah. Well, let's send it to us. We'll use that as promo.
Perfect. I've shown loads of people because I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
But watching people watch this video, really, it's quite visceral, obviously. But the
Yeah.
best part is the first second where you can see, because obviously there's a camera on this little
Mm.
wire, and you can see me in the chair, and the camera, obviously eventually goes in my nose, but there's just a great shot of like just my nose.
And are you under anesthesia for this? No?
No, no, he gave me a little, just a spray
Oh my goodness. So they shoved a camera into your nose, down your throat, into like
all the
your
way down there.
esophagus, and
Yeah,
you were awake for this.
just sat in a chair,
No drugs.
just sat down.
Are you
It took,
is that doctor American?
no, that doctor was deeply English and deeply wealthy.
Well, I'm so happy he
Anyway,
figured it out. Is are you working towards being better?
yeah, so I'm on loads of anti-inflammatories, which singers should be on anyway, like post tour.
Yeah.
And then they prescribed me Gaviscon. Do you have that
Oh.
out there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it's like a Pepto-Bismol kind of deal, but more for
Pepto-Bismol.
acid reflux and indigestion
Yeah,
and stuff.
which just reminds me just so much of the early 2000s for some reason. I feel like I just saw Pepto-Bismol everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then
I
we're
know the
not
song. I'm
supposed
like
to,
singing the song in my head right now. Is anyone
right?
else?
Yeah,
Nausea,
yeah.
heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Sorry. Go ahead.
All of the good stuff. Um, then he also said, Gerald also said, no eating after shows. You got to eat before the show. which isn't ideal news because most people don't do that.
We have a comedian friend who has the same thing, the silent reflux. Silent re is what he calls it. And
Silent re.
and because not to the extent of you, but he's using his voice on stage nightly. Yeah. And so
Yeah,
his diet consists mostly of pizza after the show. So he had to not do that.
right. Yeah.
Easy food. It's easy food after a performance. You're hungry.
Delicious food, probably the world's best.
Yeah.
No curries. I'm not allowed any curries, which sucks because I basically grew up on curry. Um, anyway, yeah, just looking after the voice and training it better, and because I didn't do any warm-ups or anything like that, and I don't have a singing teacher, and humble brags.
Yeah.
But I really should be taking care of it because the thing that I have is the thing before you get nodules and
Yeah.
polyps, and that's when you start having to operate, and that's when, you're in Adele territory and
Yeah.
it gets bad.
Well, that's our show right there. That's the.
Cool. See ya.
I'm so happy you're doing better. That sucks.
I was mostly so upset to miss this, and I'm really not that type of person, and I couldn't give you more notice because it was happening.
No, it was great. Elle has been fantastic. Shout out to Elle.
Anyway,
We're gonna get into some dumb questions now and cleanse our palate. We're gonna pivot, as my daughter says. Pivot anytime there's a difficulty. She's like, let's pivot.
okay.
Well, okay. I also asked you how you're feeling because that's track number 1 on your new album, by the way.
Correct.
Do you have any cold or sickness remedies that you stick to? If you got just a little common cold.
Spoonful of honey
Mm-hmm.
does the job, and ginger everything.
Ginger tea.
Wow. Yeah, ginger tea. Just eating ginger. I'm drinking ginger cordial right now.
Oh, nice.
Um, Staying completely silent.
Yeah, aside from having to come on an audio podcast. Sorry. Now if you
Yes.
just feel bad, we should end be like, I'll let you just go rest your voice. How about just
No,
do
well,
nods? This is gonna be a silent pod. I also have to ask how's Tommy feeling?
Oh, well remembered.
Oh yeah. Last
Did
time
you
we
listen back to the podcast?
I just remember it's my favorite episode. I
Okay.
just have it memorized, the whole thing. Last time for the listeners, we asked Billie what she was doing after the pod. She was like having dinner with her friend Tommy. How's Tommy doing?
Tommy's doing great. We've actually just finished. So Tommy's in my band.
Mm-hmm.
We've just finished a full weekend full of rehearsals for all of these shows this year, and he's actually the only player that's remaining in the core band because we're having to do lots of. There's so much music these days, and everyone's a part of 3 or 4 bands, so it's kind of tricky to, especially when you're a solo artist, to sort of pin people down. And also, I have a bunch of American musicians that I use, and then ones in the UK and Europe. So Tommy is my only constant, actually.
Oh, Tommy's your Desmond from Lost. Sorry.
Funny you should say Lost. My friend loves Lost. That's it.
That's great. Well, we'll stay on shows because so right before this, Billie called me, like, "Where the hell are you?" And guess what I was doing? I was watching The Simpsons.
No, you weren't.
I was watching Marge versus the Monorail just for you.
Amazing episode.
I knew it.
The song Monorail. Monorail. Brilliant episode. What are we talking? Season 4?
Season 4, yeah, season 4. I just love when Apu stands up. He's like, "I've been shot 9 times this year. Can we do anything about that?" It's so funny.
No
And then
one.
no, they don't even care. And then at the end, Marge's whole thing is the potholes. At the end, like the monorail just destroys the street more.
Yep. And that crazy monorail guy.
Yeah, the whatchamacallit, Music Man theme.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's
You've
what I was
just hit
doing.
Shelbyville.
And you called and you're like, I was like, I'm trying to watch this show.
Ready to work.
Okay. Besides the Simpsons reference, what has made you smile today? this question.
I'm trying, obviously, we will edit out such silence, but what I'm trying to do is not um, fill in speaking with ums and ahs.
Ryan's working on
I'm
that as
working on
well.
this too.
It's really hard.
It's very hard.
It's the same problem that Gen Z people have with the word like. Sometimes it's impossible. So when someone asks you a thinky question, you're trying to let them know that you're thinking by outwardly showing vocally the thinking sound, which is. So what I'm trying to do now is just sit in complete silence and then have a really articulate, erudite response.
I try to do that. Here, I'll fill the silence for you. I try to do, obviously, here. Um, Abby's very good at cutting out all my ums. And you make it easy, though. Certain guests make it easy to not fill the air for some reason. And I'm also doing it at work when I'm on like a work meeting and someone stops talking. I just sit and wait. It's a very good power move in
It
work
is.
stuff. You don't
Yes,
have to
demands
respond.
respect.
Yeah. You don't have to respond. And that's what I'm working on as a almost 43-year-old man. I'm just trying to, amongst other things. All right. We can come
Uh,
back to the smile unless you thought of one.
well, I had a really good day. Lots of things made me smile. I'm just trying to think about which one is more interesting to hear about.
I mean,
Uh,
the fans want to know it all. We heard about your throat, your and
well,
yeah.
I went to the chiropractor this morning. If we want to keep on the health train, I see this lady Bianca twice a week, and she fixes me right up. Because of all the damage that being a musician has caused.
Do you
She
do you get
hates
like
she hates it.
cracked your neck
She
and
does,
stuff?
yeah, but it's a very original version of chiropractic. It's actually the same one that Rihanna uses.
Oh,
So it's got to be good.
shout out Bianca.
Oh, Bianca is not Rihanna's. She would not have a practice in Finsbury Park if that was the case. But she
Oh,
knows the guy who is Rihanna's person.
you could have just let us believe it.
Oh, no,
Um,
sorry, Bianca.
and then we're gonna make it happen. So you're on the next Rihanna album.
Basically, yeah, yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. And the receptionist there is really amazing and makes me smile every time. And she always remembers my name and we have nice conversations about Italian food and such. Then I left my bike in the basement of where I get my back done, and I was rushing to the appointment, so I did not lock my bike up. Then after the appointment, I've totally forgotten about the whole bike situation, and I walk down the stairs and the bike is gone. And I go, because when things get stolen from me, I'm generally very accepting. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't really have that much rage. It just is a thing that happens to us, and there's just such a wasted amount of time that people have grieving and wanting revenge from the person that stole something from them. Because I'm kind of like, oh, well,
Wait, so your bike was stolen today?
so my bike was.
This is for stemming from the question. What made you smile today?
My bike got stolen. No, I thought my bike had been stolen. I walked out and I saw the handyman who works in the building, and we've never said two words to each other. And finally, I went, "Hey, you work here?" And he went, "Yeah." And I went, "Did you see anyone take my bike?" And he went, "It's not stolen. I just put it in the secret cupboard."
Oh, he saw it and wanted to save someone from a stolen bike. Oh, that deserves a smile.
That was a lovely moment. And then I cycled away and I went, "Thank you, sir."
I
Did you get his
also
name?
love that it's called the secret cupboard.
Yeah.
I did not get his name, but I'm sure the next time I go in for my appointment, we'll just go back to completely ignoring each other.
I mean, he's probably I don't know. Secret cupboard sounds so mystical and like fantastic to me.
Yeah. There was a vending machine in there and a graveyard of probably stolen bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what made me smile. Got my bike back.
I'm glad you got your bike back.
What about you? What made you smile?
The Simpsons made me
The
smile
monorail.
today. My daughter makes me smile every day, and doing this is the best. Get to bother our favorite musicians. It always makes me pause. I'm like, I can't believe we do this.
Mm.
Can't believe these famous superstars like yourself who are like, yeah, I'll
So
talk to you.
famous.
I'll talk
So,
to
so
you.
famous. Yeah.
Do you get recognized ever?
Uh, yeah, usually in just really unfortunate circumstances.
the the bike or the cupboard fantastic cupboard man was like, you're Billie Marten. I saved your bike.
Yeah, got your bike. No, the one that comes to mind is I was watching Bon Iver at a festival called All Points East
Mm-hmm.
in East London years and years and years ago, and I was with a boy, and we were sort of trying to show off, like first first time together, not even a date, we just were happened to be at this festival. Anyway, he wants a better view of the gig, so climbs on to these industrial bins, and then he sits up there with a beer, and he's like, "Come and join me." I'm like, "Definitely." Proceed to climb up these bins. Did I tell this story last time?
No, this
Okay,
isn't
thank God.
ringing a bell.
Thank God. Then I put one leg on the bottom of the bin, then the top of the bin edge goes straight into my ribs. This is an industrial bin. This is large. And I'm wearing a bucket hat at this point. It's dark. And I've had 1 million beers. Then everyone around me goes, ooh, which is when you know that it's really, really bad.
Yeah.
It looked
Yep.
bad to
And it
observers.
looked really bad and did not look in any way cool. And then at that moment, I'm getting up off the floor and someone goes, "Oh my God, you're..." Yeah. And they were coming to my show
It's
within the
not
next few
funny.
days.
It's not funny, but it is. I'm sorry.
It's just more so the bucket hat. It just was a time.
It was your Oasis bucket hat.
Right, yeah. It was a particularly grubby summer.
No, you did not tell the story on the last episode you were on, but we did talk about Mexican food in the UK. Since we've talked, has any new Mexican spots popped up?
There is a street in Hackney called Stoke Newington Church Street,
Mm-hmm.
and it's where all the nice shops are and flower shops, and there's a market, vintage market on the weekends, and a butcher's and cafes and pastries and deliciousness. And just a few weeks ago, they opened up a Mexican restaurant, not restaurant, like a counter,
Oh, probably better.
and they called it Empanada.
It's just called empanada.
It's just called Empanada.
It sounds very New York.
Yeah, I've cycled past it loads, and I'm ready to try. I'm ready to try my first piece of London Mexican food.
Oh, you got to report back to us and let us know how it is. Do you have this in London? In New York, there is almost 50% of restaurants are just named a food. It's like artichoke or bread. Empanadas is a good one. There's definitely one called that. Do you have that going on?
We we're a bit more, pompous about things.
Okay.
We tend to go for just random words. Like, what do we have right now? Brat, brawn. I think there's one called spoon.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, the picklery. Actually, that one's not so bad. They actually do pickle stuff. Um, yeah, there's loads of them. There's loads of them, and they're all so pompous, so overpriced, and so delicious.
Of course. That sounds spot on with New York.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the last thing you won? We've
One,
talked. Yeah. Something you you have won recently?
Hmm.
We talked about the loss of your voice. We talked about the almost loss of your bike. Let's talk about wins.
What have I gained? I mean, I won £3 on a lottery ticket almost a year ago
Perfect.
for my birthday.
And did you get more lotto tickets or did you get the £3?
We got more lottery tickets, and then yeah, that's the gambler's way.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Unless it's a little higher. I feel like if you won like £100, you'd probably keep that and not.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But those lottery tickets just do not exist.
Okay. Have you ever been to an American baseball game?
Yes,
Yeah? Where?
let's go Mets. Let's
Oh,
go Mets.
Mets. Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I'm a Yankees fan, but I root for any New York team. So if like the Yankees were out of it, I would end up rooting for the Mets. Does that make sense?
Well, since you are a Yankees fan, you will know that there's a player called Billie Marten.
I have that written down, and I was getting to
You were
that.
going to tell me.
I was going to be like, what do you know about Billy Martin? You beat me.
Yeah, wasn't he the manager or was he a player?
He was a player and manager.
Okay.
A
What
couple
era?
like he played in the 70s and managed late 80s.
That's cool. I'll take that.
Yeah, he was a feisty boy.
Was he a
He was a
nice?
manager. He was a manager, got fired, and then got rehired as the manager. I do
He
know
was a
that.
player. He was a player that got fired and became a manager.
No, a player until he retired, and then got hired as a
Oh,
manager, fired as a manager, then rehired as a manager.
awesome. I love this guy.
Yeah, he's pretty badass. Sports. How do you feel about sports?
Haunting memories of being put in all the B teams at school
Okay.
after
In what?
thinking that I was going to be on the A team.
In like basketball or
We didn't do
football?
basketball. That would have been way too cool. We did netball.
What's netball? Is that like
Oh,
volleyball?
n no.
Abby, are you looking it up?
I
It's
am.
the same as basketball, but when you catch the ball, you can't move.
Oh, that's like yes, they don't, and there's no backboard, right?
There's no back ball, there's just two
Oh
hoops.
yeah, yeah, I've seen this.
And it's really aggressive, and it's
Uh,
where women get all their anger out.
Wow, it's like roller derby in the States.
Exactly. That's the exact same energy.
I know this. Yeah, yeah. It looks pretty brutal.
Yep. I thought I was really good at that. I once got in the paper for a competition that we did on a Saturday, and they spelt my name wrong. They called me Beth, and I just took it anyway.
Oh, motherfuckers.
I know. So we did netball, we did hockey,
Oh, wow.
uh, and then in summer we do rounders,
That's
which
like
is
baseball. It's similar to
like
baseball. Yeah,
baseball,
yeah.
but just so sweet and, you know,
Yeah.
English. And then things like track, running and long jumping. Bullshit.
How tall are you?
5'4". 5'5".
Okay.
5'6". I don't know.
She's 7 foot.
I'm 8 foot tall. People say that when they see me live after shows, they're surprised at how small I am.
It's because you have such a strong voice and presence.
Yep.
We think you're a giant. It's like Tom Cruise.
Full energy. Yeah. Who is Back to the Future actor?
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. Watched his documentary the other day and found out that he was 5'4".
Yeah, he's a tiny boy.
He's a small man.
It's adorable. He's a small man.
Yep.
Okay. How do you feel about flower crowns?
Oh, don't. What are you doing?
Oh,
Don't.
I love when I feel something when I'm writing these dumb questions. I'm like, I bet she has an opinion.
Gonna get my goat.
Let's hear it.
Uh, oh, it's just disappointing, isn't it? Really, it's just disappointing. Um, It's the same. It's in the same. If there's a Venn diagram, it's in the left side is flower crowns, uh, golden retrievers, pumpkin spice lattes, um, brown thigh-high boots, but over skinny jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna offend some people.
I think you're playing it diplomatically safe right now, and you have darker opinions on it.
Very dark. Some darkness.
It's okay. You're talking to two people who just, I would say it's like 45% of our conversation is like food, and then like 45 is me complaining mostly,
Yeah,
and 10% is the podcast and
right.
like other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Abby and I's conversations mostly. It's me
But
bitching about filling out forms and flower crowns and white ladies with yoga pants on all the time.
yeah, I put Lululemon in that
Well, the
area.
next question is, how do you feel about Lululemon?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How do I feel about it? I tried it for a while. I tried to be a yoga Pilates lady, and it made me feel really competitive and narcissistic and kind of evil
Oh, wow.
going to those classes. It just was not healthy at all.
I picture her like whatever the basketball game was. Her elbows are coming out.
Bringing that netball
Yeah,
energy to
netball.
yoga.
Yeah, there you go.
Fierce. Yeah, I suppose I have a lot of hidden rage. Well, I didn't really get to let it out that much. You can't really do that in folk music.
Yeah, I would also like to point out that you were when you talked about your bike being stolen, you're like, I have no rage, and then you just
Oh,
said, I have loads of rage.
well, you know what? It's all about being a hypocrite.
I feel it, and for the folks at home, she's putting on her sunglasses like a badass.
Thank you. They're new, actually, so
They look great. You look great.
thanks.
Earrings are cool. And you're not wearing Lululemon, which Abby's heard this a million times. I live in the suburbs of Florida, and when I walk my daughter to school, it's just the uniform of 90% of the ladies here. It's like black leggings, some sort of crop top, and I'm like, "Are you working out? Are you going to the
No,
gym right now?"
none
No,
of
this
them
is just
are
what they wear. Yeah.
moving.
And Abby was in France last year or year before, and she was talking about like no one fucking wears that. Everyone dresses nice to just do regular life. And I'm like, I'm there for that. I'm wearing,
Hmm.
I don't dress nice, but I'm always in like jeans, cardigan, never,
It's
never
all about
Lululemon.
comfort. Sometimes, okay, you might be feeling fancy, you're going out to a
Mm-hmm.
fancy dinner or a play or something like that. It's fun to kind of, you know, sculpt yourself as a version of your personality, that there's a corner of you that exists that likes to be, you know, presentable in that way. But I truly believe that that should be 10 to 20% of the time. And we've taken a fashion brand, made it into an exercise brand, and now it's just a fashion brand.
Yeah. Well said.
What next?
And this episode is sponsored by Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Correct me if I'm wrong, did you move recently?
No,
Do you still have the yellow wall?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is just the cupboard area.
Okay. Yay. There it is. Last time you were painting.
Oh, yeah, I finished that.
Good job. Any other new house stuff you're working on?
Working on the garden right now. I'm so glad you asked because no one else has asked. And I've recently begun slating. Bought loads of slate from the ironmonger and
Whoa, cool.
just been laying that down in the garden. Pretty cool.
It sounds like is it a big garden?
No.
I don't really understand square footage, but what's the square footage?
Oh, 10? Don't know.
Sounds
It's also in an
accurate.
L shape.
Okay.
There's like a little,
Does it wrap
there's a,
around?
it wraps around. There's a shed at the end where we have our N64 and our merch gets put in the shed,
And what
and then a
are
pond.
you going to plant anything? What are you? Abby's giggling over there.
I'm just like picturing Goldeneye with the
Uh,
N64 in the shed,
It's exactly what we have.
playing Goldeneye.
that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we have GoldenEye, we have Mario Kart, we have Mario Tennis, and we have FIFA.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And only VHSs and DVDs and CDs are allowed in the shed.
I love that you have
I'm
all
into
those.
this.
I want to go there. I want to
Yeah,
go to there.
I want to go to there. We say that all the time.
Yeah.
The shed is a bit of you, Ryan, actually. I think it would be your happy place. We even got the original Sony Trinitron
Wow.
tube television that it is supposed to be played on.
Is this the proverbial we? Who's we in this situation?
This is me and my partner, and
Okay.
for an anniversary 4 years ago, or maybe it was, I think it was COVID. Something was happening with COVID, and we couldn't do anything, so we decided to buy one another, go halvesies on the ultimate 90s shed.
That's amazing. Does it have a name?
No.
You need to give it a name, like a sign.
Yeah, like welcome to the shed.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna write that down.
It's perfect.
Love it.
We did coin the phrase that now lots of our friends use, which is, when sometimes, as a kid, sometimes you'd like rearrange your room and everything felt brand new, and then you'd show your
Yeah.
parents and be like, look what I did today.
Yeah.
And sometimes as an adult, you kind of want to sleep in a different position. So we would drag the mattress and put it in the living room and then make a little cinema
Yeah. That's
and have
lovely.
our snacks, etc. And we would then, because it's a bed on the floor, we called that a fled. And now everybody says, "Oh, we got the fled out last night."
The fled shed.
Well, that reminded me.
Mm-hmm. Got to bring it all the way out there.
Fledshed is good.
Fled shed. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just that sounds so fun. I'm glad I asked about your garden too.
Yeah. There is nature in there as well. I'm also, big into that. And I've started bird documenting.
Wow, this is insane. You're the second person in a row to mention this to us.
Whoa. Wow, I need to become original.
No, no, no. I think it's very cool. I think it's very original. It's just it's wild how the world works. We interviewed a comedian named Adam Caton Holland. He's in Denver, Colorado, and he's loving bird watching.
I wonder what birds he has that I don't have.
I don't know. Look him up, Adam Caton Holland. You guys can compare bird notes in the Fled Shed.
Great.
Yeah,
He's got the Merlin app. I've got the Merlin app. Do you have the Merlin app?
I don't know what this is. What's the Merlin app?
Let me tell you, it is like Shazam, but for bird song. And it's free, and you just hit record. I would do it right now. Maybe I'll send you actually. Maybe we could add a little soundbite
Yeah, we can add
of
some
the garden.
birds.
Because the other day I had eight all at the same time.
We need bird sounds and your what was it called? Endoscopy.
Oh yeah,
Just a
perfect.
screenshot. That'll be like
And then like Zelda opening credits.
yes.
Yeah. Um, let
I've
me
just
tell you
been
what
in
we
a
had in the garden.
perpetual smile this whole time. So talking about what makes me smile, I'm just like my cheeks hurt up here.
Yeah,
You know.
it's good
Okay,
exercise.
what kind of birds you got?
We've got a blue tit. They're
A
so
blue tit, yeah.
beautiful. Our cat once maimed one of those and brought it in. A collared dove.
Collar dove.
They've got like a little black
Sounds like
stripe on
a
them.
Billie Marten song.
Yes, it does. A black cap. Great spotted woodpecker.
Whoa, those are rare, I feel like.
He's our best friend. They've got like a red, flashes of red, and the noises that he makes.
Did
And
they ever pound on like the side of homes there because they do that here, and it's very, it's obviously very loud and funny. What are you
What do
trying to
they
get
get
at?
out of that though?
I don't know. It's always on something that they can't really get into, so that's what makes it like loud, like paneling or something like that. Happens a
Yeah,
lot. It's like a
that's
morning thing. You
nuts.
hear it. It sounds like
Very confused.
that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's Florida birds. They're a bunch of idiots.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
They're
Got
all
it.
on. They're all on meth.
They're all just messing it up.
Florida birds snorting
Okay,
meth.
well, ours is, he's chilling. Did you see how they peck? Did you not
No.
Google this after having seen a woodpecker?
Maybe isn't there
No.
like tongue in their brain or something like that? Is that what you're getting
That's
at?
right. Their tongue leaves their mouth, leaves the beak, and then goes in and wraps around their brain to cushion it
Yeah,
whilst it drills.
to protect it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Design is beautiful.
Yeah. Abby, are you looking this up?
Wow.
You're making the faces.
I am. Yeah.
You're like,
Sorry.
you're like
Moving
looking
on.
down your phone. You're like, look at
It's
that.
phenomenal information.
It is. This is what the fans really want to know is like the birds you're seeing and stuff like that. No one
Hmm.
cares about the inspiration for the album. We just
Oh,
want to
do
know
you know
about
what?
Lululemon and birds. All right, let's get some more dumb stuff in here. We talked about garden, but I did have this written down. Do you have plants? And if so, do you talk to them?
Yes and yes.
Brilliant. Okay, because we mentioned this before, Oasis or Blur? Really? Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Beatles, Stones, or Led Zepp?
Beatles. Then Led Zepp, then Stones.
There are no wrong answers on Bothering the Band. However, that is the correct answer. I think, Abby, what would you do? Zeppelin first?
Definitely. I could have told you
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Have you read Hammer of the Gods?
No,
No, I know
Okay.
what it is. Yeah, it's a Zeppelin book, right?
I
Yeah, it's
haven't.
not just a book, it's like the book. It's so debauched. It is shocking.
I was
Having
scared of some of the things I may or may not learn. Right now, I'm in my happy little bubble. So,
I was, for 25 years, just thought they were a sweet little band from Birmingham.
oh no.
No, no, no. No, but this book really it debunks a lot of myths. So
Okay.
that's good. But then the truths are also not ideal.
Okay. Noted.
And I once met him,
Who?
Robert.
What?
Tell that story, please.
Yep.
He recognized you on the street, right? He's the one who, when you fell off
He's
that bin, he was like, "You're Billie Marten."
Ooh.
Whoa. He stole my bike this one time. Um,
What a funny thing. Robert Plant sold my bike.
yeah. Bitch. We were at South by Southwest Festival. He's got a house in South Congress. For some reason, we were allowed to be filming sessions there. So I was just doing that, but I didn't know that it was his house at all. Just thought we were, on location on this sunny day. And then I saw this guy come out of his house in a robe and sunglasses. And I went, there he is. There he bloody is. And then we had a conversation for ages about, he was talking to me about gold mining for no reason at all. And I could not respond
Gold?
or yeah, or follow the conversation in any way. I was just kind of like, I'm talking to Robert Plant.
That's insane.
Another Smallman.
Really?
Another small. He's a smallman.
He's my height,
Oh
Huh.
man.
which is currently an unknown height.
I hope you know that I will unconsciously use smallman for the rest of
For
my
the rest
life
of
now.
the same as I want to go to there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, that's in there forever.
People just think that's how I use language.
I'm into it.
Or saying Jobin.
I
Thank
think you use it well.
you.
I may have said this last time. I want you to narrate a book that we can listen to as we fall asleep.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm on it. Well, maybe I should narrate. No, I can't. It's too rude. Hammer of the Gods.
That's the one.
Too rude.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
In your voice, I think that book would come out softer, maybe.
Yeah, it would really, yeah, soften the blows.
Okay. In our last interview, I have to ask what this is again. What's a hob? Hob?
Hob.
A hob. Yeah. Don't make fun of me.
Just, I have, you know, I have so many friends and loved ones from North America, and they have met so many English people, and still to this day, we've just got these words,
I'm
these
fascinated. I love it.
silly, silly words. A hob is the thing you'd call it a stove
Okay.
top, a stove top.
Yes. I like how she slowed it down for our dumb American. You would
Mhm.
call it a
A stove.
stove
Well, I'm
top?
reminded of the Kristen Wiig scene in Bridesmaids where she's like, whatever, stove. And he goes, it's Steve. And then she turns away and she goes, stove. What kind of name is that? Are you an appliance? That's what she
Fun.
says.
Yeah.
Oh, such a great movie.
I feel
So
like you should
good.
just be on our podcast all the time. All we're doing is like dropping pop culture references
Oh,
mostly.
it's my favorite thing. Well, that's why I liked your book so much.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
Yeah, you got loads of
Actually,
that in there.
yes, I do. I sent Billy my book, one of my books, honored to be on your bookshelf, even if you
Honored to
never
be
read
in your
it.
book.
Even if you never read it. Thank you. I actually have a question about that. Um, you already recommended a book. Can you recommend um, any other books? What are you reading right now?
I got a big old. Well, you have actually inspired me or contributed to my inspiration on writing a little something something of my own,
Yes.
because anyone can do it.
Yeah.
That was not a, if you can do it, anyone can do it.
If I can write a dumb book of lists, anyone can do pretty much anything.
I might actually, do you know what? I'm going to read you an excerpt because it's the one bit of it's just a list,
I'm so happy.
and it's smells I like and smells I don't like, which I think is, yeah,
This is yours?
this is mine. Can you still, am I still audible? Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Here we go. Smells I like. Chlorine, books, raw meat from the butchers, bleach, horses, petrol or diesel, not picky, leather, stationery shops, ironing, the newspaper is nearly done. Hardware shops, pianos, cat paws, the inside of my guitar case and my guitar, water boiling, jasmine, sun cream, and boyfriend.
Aww. Also, in my head, you said jazz man. What'd you say? Jasmine.
Jasmine,
But I
the
heard
the
Jasmine, like a
jazz man.
jazz man, similar to Smallman. So,
He smells great.
he smells great. That jazz man. What
Okay,
about smells you don't
smells
like?
I don't like. New car smell, garlic, pee, airports, toddlers, pickles, soft cheeses, brandy, wasabi, the Workhouse Museum in Ripon, which is a very niche reference to my hometown, or the one where you're stuck cycling behind the rubbish truck. And then the last one is deceit.
Ooh.
I like that one. I like that list as well.
My dumb list have inspired your amazing list.
I don't know how intelligent that list was.
No, that was great. I agree with most of it, except for what was it? The garlic. I like garlic.
You definitely like garlic. You're definitely someone that likes garlic.
I'm a garlic man.
You're a garlic man. Anyway, so I bought loads of books as research.
Oh, I know that one.
Which one?
They're also upside down.
Oh yeah. Um, I've been reading lots of autobiographies for musicians. And I
Same.
just finished the Carrie Brownstein Hunger Makes a Modern Girl, Sleater Kinney lady.
Yeah, that's on the list.
Very easy to read, very, very lovely. No qualms.
No qualms.
And then I thought I'd get more into like essays and criticism and cultural musings and jottings. And I think Maggie Nelson is really good for that. She's got a great book called Bluets, all about the colour blue, if you haven't read that one. Um, Same sort of thing, Anne Carson, Autobiography of Red. Probably going to be quite traumatic, so I'll wait. I'll wait for a day where that applies. And then Annie Ernaux, the book called Shame. She just did a big West End play called The Years, which was a large moment in London. And I'm reading Anne Tyler, uh, Saint Maybe, which is about a family in Baltimore.
I love that book.
Really?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Great.
I've read that.
I'm 100.
It's like right up there.
I see it.
My mom introduced me to that years ago. Fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, I've not really. I tried with her a couple of years ago and I didn't really align, but this is her original
Abby's
stuff.
mom,
And
right? You didn't align with Abby's mom.
Everybody aligns with Deb.
Shout out to Deb.
Yeah, it's right there.
Billy,
Wow.
I have to say two things. One, I just finished Billie Holiday's book.
I would love to read that.
There's a new one. It's called it's about the last year of her life.
Whoa.
And it's a heavy book. It took me a long time because it's heavy, thick, and then heavy in content. Highly recommend. And then the most important question I have to ask: do you dog your books?
So part of the reason the title is there is because I was told. Here's one question that is that people want the answer to. Um, I was taught growing up to not do it.
Yeah.
And every time I do it, I feel like Jesus is gonna come for me,
But you still do it.
and I've been bad. Well, every moment I will only do it if there's not a bookmark present,
Yeah.
and I will. There's a part of me that goes, "I'm doing it," you know.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm a big underliner,
Okay.
so a book automatically becomes dogged and thumbed, and
Yeah.
ruined essentially after I'm done with it. Which is what this album is.
I like using notes and greeting cards as bookmarks
Yeah,
and other things I find on the ground.
yeah, I'm all over that.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever aside from when I was young, bought a bookmark.
They're just things that are given to you. I'm actually making some bookmarks.
Oh yeah, Billie Marten bookmarks.
If you'd like one, they can be
Billy,
leather.
I would love one. Billie Markins. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do a
Nope.
wordplay thing. We'll get there.
Uh, let's not.
Billie Martin's bookmarks. I just like that.
Yeah.
Okay. What song should we end this episode with of yours?
Of mine?
Yeah, we end every episode with a song from our guests.
Less fun.
Well, we've tried to do it the other way. Sometimes there's a guest that's like, play, Otis Redding, and then that inevitably gets flagged and taken down.
Oh, I see. This is for copyright reasons, not
Hopefully.
taste reasons.
It's for promotional reasons. It's because we love
Sure.
your music. We want other people to love your music,
Um, when is this airing?
Well, I also have this note. As of today, your album comes out in 85 days.
Holy heck.
Yeah, it's coming. Got to get that voice ready for tour.
Me.
Got to relax on the fled.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to pick one from the album that isn't yet out.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Cool.
Cool.
Then I'm gonna pick.
Do you say tote? Do you say totes over there? Do people still say that?
Oh, Ryan.
I love when I can just like make her upset by like one thing. I feel like if we were off the pod and she had like 1,000 beers in her, we would get like real opinions and be like, fuck this.
It's very true. It's very, very true. Some outrageous opinions would come out.
Flower crowns, motherfucker. Like that.
Career ending tyranny of rage.
Yeah,
It's just people are annoying and stupid,
I get it.
and that is tiring.
I absolutely agree. 100p.
Okay, a song. Let's play No Sudden Changes because I just listened to the test pressing and it was the one that I liked the most in that very moment. It's kind of jazzy.
Got some jasmine in there.
Got some
Just
jasmine.
way to bring it back. Bravo.
Beautiful work. Beautiful.
What's next for Billie Marten? We touched on this a little bit in the beginning, but remind the people.
I am going to be touring for the rest of the year until 17th of December, and I start next week in Minneapolis.
Yeah, that we noticed there's no Florida dates.
Is there not a single Florida date?
I think
Really?
Atlanta maybe is the closest. I forget the tour, but
Yeah.
maybe Atlanta is the closest. It's okay. We got some friends. We're gonna say go see this artist. She's
Okay,
great.
cool. I would love to get to there at one stage. I'd like to go to Miami just for fun.
Go. You should go to there.
I will go to there. Yeah, I've got three US tours. The first one starts next week with a band called Tennis, and then the other two are headlines, one in September and one in December.
And the new album is Dog Eared.
And the new album is called Dog Eared, and it's out on the 18th of July. And it was made in New York, and it's full of amazing musicians.
Well, Billie, we are just so thankful for your time and tales. No joke. This is not hyperbole, no bullshit. We fucking love your music. We love talking to you. You're amazing. So anytime you want to come back, you're always welcome.
Let's make this a regular thing.
Yeah, of course. The minute I saw the album coming out, I was like, oh my God, we got to get her back. And thank you for letting me send you my weird books of poetry. There'll be many more where that comes from.
Perfect.
I just like
I'll keep you
sending them
updated
out.
on my lists.
Yeah, you should do a book list, a list of book of
A
lists.
list of books. Yeah. Get it together, man.
I know. Oh goodness, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.